All right, so for this video, I'm gonna start insulating this side of the truck. This is where electronics are going. What I've got here is 1 inch of insulation under the entire floor and then the floor. But in doing that, I need to support the weight of the water tank and the weight of the batteries. Where the batteries go, I have a plan. I don't know if it's gonna work. So here's my plan. I don't know what these components are called. That top one is designed to go into wood, and then a bolt goes into the insert. And the other one, that one's a rib nut. It goes into metal. You press it into metal. The plan is put this one into the wood and then put the rib nut into the metal. And the goal would be it would anchor it to the metal, but it would also support the weight on the wood. Like it would fasten them in place, not just bolt it down, because I don't want to smash the foam. Foam's pretty firm. You can walk on it without noticing, but almost 300 pounds of battery just sitting there the whole time pressing on the insulation. I'm going to mount these in several locations, so I'll be able to anchor the batteries down but also support the wood at the same time. That's kind of the idea. We'll see what happens. Okay, so I got 2 bolts done. This is what it looks like on the underside. It's a rib nut in the metal with a bolt coming through, and then this is where the battery is going to be, where this blue tape is. This is of my own design, and I've been known to overkill engineering. Been working for a few hours. Well, piddling working for a few hours. I kind of forgot I was supposed to be vlogging. Yeah, been messing with stuff, like didn't even think about recording anything. So here's what I'm doing. Sorting everything, but this is my template that's gonna go in the van. And then this is the main equipment. And I'll go on that. I believe that's a pretty good layout. I'm not sure if this is gonna go here or here. That's a shut off for the solar charge controller. Anyway, kind of got it all laid out. Started looking at wiring diagrams. I bought everything from Explorist. Their YouTube channel is like really good, very thorough, very professional, and to code. Like he doesn't just so, oh, here's what I did. He's like, here's what code says. Here's the best practice. Here's how we do it, you know, type thing. But anyway, I've got a good wiring diagram, the schematics for the big wires, the communication wires, the CAN wire, I think they call it, whatever. Anyway, so I've been piddling with all this, kind of cleaning up. We cooked a big pot of gumbo yesterday, and Natasha invited like everybody we know, so we had a house full. I didn't get anything done yesterday, did a bunch of cooking. But I did, when I remembered, I'm vlogging, I was working out in the van, so we'll go look at what I was doing. So you can probably see behind me, these wires are ran over here where the hardware goes, but what I was working on this morning is the chassis ground, which is a big old 4-aught massive wire. All it needs to go is to the chassis. I was in the process of getting it bolted up. All I got to do is tighten it up. Today's November 1st. Had a busy week, didn't get a lot done, but I have cut out the template where all the electrical hardware is going to go. This is the template I used. That's wood. This is a rubber liner I'm going to glue to it to make it look better. From here, I've got to figure out how I'm going to mount it, drill holes for each one of the wires that has to pass through. They'll be coming from behind. Pretty soon I hope to have all the hardware mounted, the batteries installed, then I can get the solar installed and get all the major equipment hooked up if I don't have to work too much. I decided to go with rib nuts. So it already had holes, so I selected 5, 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top. Here's where most of the weight's going to be. It does go up to there. I'm going to put a spacer, little PVC pipe. Bolt's going to go through everything, fasten it to the wall. Now I've just got to put the rubber coating on the plywood. All right, so it's in place. All I've got to do now is take it back out, finish the edges, put the hardware on it, figure out exactly where I've got to drill all the holes for the wires, because all these wires, this is going to be a cabinet, so it'll be behind the cabinet. All these wires will be behind here and then come out where they need to come out to hook up to whatever piece of hardware they need to hook up to. Now it's November 3rd, 2025. The wife didn't exactly ask me to move everything, but she did make the comment that we don't have anywhere to put a Christmas tree, because normally it goes here, whereas this entire room is my prep station for the camper build. So in the next couple of days, I plan on finishing all the Victron equipment and get the batteries installed. The rest of the stuff I can move over to the wet bar. So the only thing that'll still be in the way is the refrigerator and the tank, because those are going to take a little longer. So part of getting that done is this is the board that's going to go right here. It's going to hold all the equipment I've got to drill all the holes for the wires that are going to go through the board. But mainly what I've done today so far, which isn't much, is I put this little, I don't even know what it's called, but it goes on sharp corners to protect wires. So all the wires are going to be behind the board and some are going to go through here. I pulled the insulation out of the way so I could get to it. All right, so now what I'm doing is I'm hooking up all the wires I can here. And then once I install it, the wires that are mounted in the truck will have to be connected, like the shore power, the alternator charger, all the wires coming from the truck are going to come through the board. Then I'll mount those. But for each wire, I'm having to cut, strip, crimp, heat shrink. That's a nod to explorists. Thanks, Nate. Love your videos. All right, it's Friday, November 7th. Finally able to get some work done. Got some time to really get something done. Got the living room cleaned as per her request. Moved everything over to the wet bar, which we don't ever use it either. Hope I can find everything when I need it. It's pretty organized. So I got a lot of the installation complete. I did find my original design with these little spacers I cut from 3/4 inch pipe aren't quite enough because these big wires go behind it and curve. I ordered some longer bolts and some actual aluminum spacers to mount it. Right now it's just kind of, I've only got one bolt in, just kind of hold it in place while I work on it. Only thing left to hook up is 110 volt that's going to go to the junction box. This is solar wire, which has to go to the shutoff and then come back to the solar charge controller. So over here, I've got all the batteries anchored down. This is going to be covered with a cabinet. They're going to be in the bottom of the cabinet basically. I've got them all tied together. So I'll probably do the negative from this end, which will go to the servo. And then from the positive, it's got to go first through a fuse, probably be a 500 amp fuse. Then I'm going to have a shutoff. Did I say the negative is going to connect to the servo? It connects to the dongle. Positive is going to connect to the servo. The negative, this is the ground. The negative is going to go to the negative. I hope I said that straight enough to put that on video. I'm done with that. All right, so to complete my design, here's what I got. All the hardware is there. So this panel is going to be hinged. So if I need to service any of this, I can fold it down and work on that. But it'll stay upright like this. And then in these holes will be the 120 volt breaker box and the 12 volt fuse box, and then all the branch circuits will come from there. I wanted to put my cruising comfort AC. It's basically a mini split, condenser under the van, compressor, evaporator will be up with the fan. It's like a 3-piece unit. So that's not going to work out, so I'm going to have to cut this, then it'll work out. But I kind of forgot I wanted to put that there. Oh yeah, and I forgot. So I got to do all that, and then these wires need to be installed. Each one, this is the main brain pretty much, and each one of these devices will communicate with that so that on my display I'll be able to see what everything's doing, how much wattage it's consuming, producing, battery level. Like, it's pretty cool watching it. Almost forgot. I got to do those too. Kind of put them, make them look organized. Got my fire brigade out here with me. All the batteries are hooked up. Everything's not completely permanent. Like all the power to these little devices, I have to order some more cables. I did not realize that the smart shunt has a data cable, a VE direct, Victron calls it. So this isn't hooked up because these wires need to go to a shutoff. They're gonna go back. They're on the board that I haven't finished that's gonna go here, which is what this is gonna be mounted in. My 110 volt circuit panel, breaker box. Anyway, I brought Natasha out here. Everything's complete. I'm gonna redo some of it later, but I'm pretty anxious to get it energized. Got our display. So here we go. You ready?
I can't record on my phone though, so you have to pause it so I can delete stuff.
Oh, I see lights. That was uneventful. I was a little nervous something was going to blow up or something, honestly. Don't touch any of that now, it's live. Oh, here we go. So everything I got came from explorist.life. Oh, it's on now. I think it's still booting up. Anyway, they gave me directions, and so the main thing I have to do is give them access to the system through our Wi-Fi, and then they're going to set everything to the proper parameters for the battery, for charging, for everything. Anyway, it's on. That's a big step. All right, so I think everything's live, but we're not consuming any power, so the display just shows zeros. That'll wrap this video up. On the next one, I'm going to start actually installing the solar panels and get those hooked up and install the board that's going to go here, so this and my DC fuse box can be installed. Later.